War has entered day 9. The deadly war has claimed thousands of lives. Israeli forces have strategically positioned tanks, armored personal carriers, frontline troops near the Gaza Strip. India Today is reporting from the epicenter of the war. Take a look at this report.
Massive Israeli tank columns, armored personnel carriers, war munitions. Israeli army is launching a full-scale Gaza offensive. An all-out ground assault on Gaza appears imminent.
एक तरफ आप ये टैंक देख रहे हैं जिनको फ्रंट लाइन पे लाया जा रहा है और दूसरी तरफ अगर आप बिल्कुल मेरे पीछे देखें तो बख्तरबंद गाड़ियां अब गाजा पट्टी की तरफ तेजी से बढ़ रही है और ये दिखाता है कि इस समय यहाँ स्थिति कितनी संवेदनशील है। इजराइल की सेना अब न केवल आकाश से वार कर रही है, न केवल समुद्र के रास्ते हमास पर वार कर रही है, बल्कि ग्राउंड फोर्सेस अब पूरी तरह से तैयार है गाजा पट्टी में घुसकर आतंक को घर में घुसकर मारने के।
After Israel deadline for Gaza civilians to flee, over 4 lakh Gazans have fled to southern Gaza in search of refuge. Israeli army said Hamas is putting up roadblocks to prevent Palestinian civilians from leaving, in a bid to use them as human shields.
Hamas has both issued warnings to their civilians not to evacuate, and when people didn't listen to those warnings of Hamas, they have actually stopped civilians and they have stopped convoys of Gazan civilians trying to flee from the situation and listening to our warnings.
In Serot, Israeli civilians in direct line of Hamas rocket fire were evacuated.
Those who were able to leave on their own have been told to leave, and those who were unable to leave their own, buses like this one have been arranged for them. In the past 1 hour, several buses have evacuated the elderly, the women and the children, because most of the men are already at the front lines.
Israel PM Benjamin Netanyahu visited Israeli troops on the front line. In Israel, rocket sirens have been sounded in Tel Aviv and surrounding cities amid fears of Hamas rocket strikes.
सायरन की आवाज सुनाई दे रही है। पूरा शहर ये शांत है और इसका मतलब है कि अचानक से हमला होने वाला और कहीं न कहीं से रॉकेट आने वाला है और ये खतरा लगातार बरकरार है इजराइल में। मैं टेल अवीव से कुछ इलाके दूर याफा में हूँ और ये आपको सायरन की आवाज सुनाई दे रही है। इसका मतलब रॉकेट का खतरा है।
Israel has launched a three-pronged attack from sky, land and seas on Hamas targets in Gaza. Israeli ships in particular are pounding Gaza from the sea. Israeli forces shelled multiple spots in Lebanon after rocket attacks on Israel, suspected to be the handiwork of Hezbollah.
Hezbollah is targeting the locations, army locations of the Israel, and they have also destroyed the communication system on the southern border of Sheba by firing a missile on that. Those visuals had been released by the Hezbollah itself because that post is on the border, southern border.
Meanwhile, United States has ordered a second aircraft carrier strike group to the eastern Mediterranean near Israel to deter Hezbollah from joining the Israel-Hamas conflict. With Gaurav Sawant, Ashutosh Mishra in Israel and Ashraf Pani in South Lebanon. Bureau Report, India Today.
And Israel's offensive continues to be our top focus right here. We're getting you all the details, the pictures, in fact, that have been coming in from various parts of Israel and the Gaza Strip, essentially. U.S. President Joe Biden, of course, has pledged America's support to Israel. Meanwhile, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has, in fact, indicated that Joe Biden could be visiting Israel in the days to come. Israel is prepared for the ground offensive. Meanwhile, Hamas continues with its tactics in Israel, even as pictures of them, in fact, entering the houses of Israelis, of terrorists entering the houses of Israelis and killing them, continues to do the rounds.